Scott Jennings was just on Laura Coates' show, and he made Lulu Garcia Navarro look like the biggest clown in America. This thing was a bloodbath. Have a look at it.
The White House, as you know, has been downplaying, even saying that the media, President Trump said, was upplaying all of this and saying, look, this is not the big deal that they believe the media is making it out to be. But I wonder, when you hear that, are they reading the room incorrectly?
Are they reading a room full of unhinged Democrats incorrectly? No, of course not. I mean, that's obviously who showed up at this crazy town hall meeting. It's who shows up at all crazy town hall meetings. And I don't think the White House.
You think that she only had people there who were Democrats? Let alone unhinged,
yes, I believe that I believe the people who are showing up at these town hall meetings, just as Lulu said, are the angriest Democrats you can possibly imagine, and they would like to show up and yell at any Republican they can get their hands on. It won't be Trump and it won't be Elon, so Victoria Sparks will be the closest thing in this case that they can get to it. I do believe the White House, and I think the president has some right to be unhappy about what happened, because he made a righteous decision, and the military carried out his orders ruthlessly, efficiently. We did what we're supposed to do here. You know, it was a good operation, and it's totally been overshadowed by this communications snafu. But I don't believe they should give a scalp here. I really don't. I don't think they should give in to the mob, because you know what? If I've learned one thing about the mob, it's never enough. If they fired Hegseth, they'd ask for Waltz. If they fired Waltz, they'd ask for Hegseth. It will not be enough. And I think they ought to weather this storm and move on.
If this had
It's a teachable
happened in
moment.
a Democratic administration, this would have been absolutely, you would have been the first person calling for quote unquote scalps. This was an enormous
I'll answer your question if you'd like, because in a Democratic administration, the Secretary of Defense went AWOL and killed 13 American soldiers, and not a single person called for him to go down.
Scott, if you'd like to make a, hold on a second, everyone stop talking. This is, I think everyone has misconstrued the title of this show. I'd like to hear what you both have to say, but our audience wants to hear from both of you separately, not on top of it. Scott, you had a point to make. You made it. Lulu, I invite you to respond to what you wanted to say.
Thank you. All I would like to say is that, you know, if this was a Democrat or a Democratic administration who had foolishly, unconscionably, created a group chat to have a discussion about a military operation that was top secret, I think, Scott, you would have been the first person to call for those people's resignation. Accountability is not something that is either Democrat or Republican. Accountability is actually something that normally happens in a well-functioning administration. This isn't, cowboys and Indians and calling for scalps. This is actually what most people would think was, if someone has behaved in a way that puts American lives at risk, they should be held accountable for it.
Scott, what's your response?
Laura, since she addressed me, I'll answer it.
Please.
In a Democratic, you don't have to make up hypotheticals, Lulu, about if this happened in a Democratic administration. Let me take you back in time. In a Democratic administration, the Secretary of Defense oversaw a disastrous military operation in which 13 servicemen died in Afghanistan. Then, to try to make up for it, they vaporized like 7 children in a drone strike. Then later, the Secretary of Defense went AWOL and didn't even tell the commander-in-chief.
This is a completely
you don't
different
have to come up with a hypothetical, Lulu, because the bar apparently is very high for dismissing a Secretary of Defense.
I don't want your words to fall on ears that cannot hear you. Lulu, what's your reaction?
My reaction is, it's not the same thing. I can take you back in time and talk about the Iraq
War.
You're
right, because people died. People died in the last case and not in this case.
Mistakes. This was using an unsecure method of discussion by the top members of this administration to discuss top secret, a top secret and very
in which case did people die?
Military
operation.
That was like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Did she not know who she was dealing with? Scott knows the facts. Her response was, people make mistakes. After she's been on shows saying that somebody should be fired for this, for the signal thing. And look, it was a blunder. Look, it was a mess up. I'm not one of the conservative people, Republicans, that think it's not. I think this was a problem. I hope it'll be rectified, but nobody died. No location of troops was on there, thankfully. But her saying people made mistakes in response to 13 Marines getting killed, and that just got glossed over. To Scott's point, no one lost their job for that mistake either. And someone definitely should. No one should lose their mistake for this signal. This is something you reprimand something from. And Trump went on TV and he did the interviews. He said, look, listen, I wish all these conversations happened in private. I happened surrounded by four lead walls, but that's not the case. We've made mistakes. We thought this app was secure. He got Elon Musk's people looking into it, see how that other person was added to the app or to the conversation, what happened. They took accountability for it. And this is the accountability part that the Democrats don't do. They aren't able to take accountability for any situation. They didn't take accountability for the way they left Afghanistan. They didn't take any accountability for BLM. All of them were pro-BLM. None of them said anything about condemning those riots. And police officers actually died during those riots instead of not talking about January 6th, where no police officer died. Only a Trump supporter died. Ashley Babbitt. All right. The hypocrisy of the left is unreal. These clowns got cooked, and they deserved to get cooked. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up button for your boy. Consider subscribing to the channel. Help it grow, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.